Over the weekend, I saw the fantastic cinema treat that is The Fall Guy. And you know what? I have some thoughts on that. So, The Fall Guy has been really pushing this movie hard. And you know what? It should. I really want to say up top, everyone should really go see this in the cinema. It's like if you took 80s action movies and 90s rom-com and put this perfect marriage of a movie together. And it is so much fun. It is lighthearted and fun. And I don't understand why people aren't going to see it more, because people are clamoring and begging and asking for original stories. And technically, this one isn't actually that original as well, because I found out, thanks to the YouTube channel New Rockstars, that this was based off a television show. I want to talk about like what works and why literally me and my wife left the cinema with our fists pumping so happy. So let's talk about the chemistry between Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling is next to none. I was concerned that Ryan would pretty much be Ken in this movie, but he's not. It's like take his character from Drive and Barbie, put it together, and it's this nice mixture of suave and cool, but he's not kooky like he was in Barbie. So he is a different character. Emily Blunt, of course, is just fantastic. She's great. She's kind of has more of like her comedic timing that she was in Jungle Cruise. I really enjoyed this. I mean, from the start, the movie was great. The music callbacks. I love that like that I was meant for loving you is like in it every time. The editing was absolutely brilliant, but what's really important is I liked that it showcased stunts. Stunts has always been the backbone of action movies. You know, without them, they just don't work. And trust me, coming from a visual effect professional, we've seen what happens when you try to have digi-doubles. I mean, I'm looking at you, Terminator Genesis, and your Terminator falling down the street. Like, it's, you know, I actually had my wife lean over to me and say, you know, stunts are always 10 times better when they're done practically. You know, why is that? And I said simply, gravity. You know, there are just certain things that light and gravity and things, it works. That you can feel the weight of a car or a person. And I absolutely love that this movie is intentionally a love letter to those, you know, technicians and artists that do these stunts. I've always enjoyed watching stunts from behind the scenes. And what I liked was, of course, like, there's a visual effect character. Well, you know, like, it's basically a VFX soup on set, Venti. But what I like is it's like they don't, you know, it is part of that conversation. Like, you know, this is what I have to deal with my job is, you know, can it be done practically? Can it done visually? And what I liked was it didn't, like, take the piss out of visual effects, because sometimes visual effects are, like, the, you know, scapegoat laughing stock. So there was a lot of care that, you know, no position was taking the piss out of, but it was, you know, also funny. Like, it was the right amount of balance. But yeah, it really worked. Aaron Taylor Johnson was great in it. I didn't realize that this was from the director that did Bullet Train, so that makes sense. That in Atomic Blonde, that makes sense why that those things were in there. Well, let's talk about some of the other supporting characters. I mean, I love Jean-Claude, the dog was fantastic. From the editing point of view, it was sharp, crisp. You know, they even like there's a bit where they're talking about, you know, the split screen, which has been in a lot of rom-com movies, and it works, and they're talking the industry lingo, and I don't know, it's a bit that could have fallen flat, but it didn't. And I like it when they stick the landings. Yes, that is a stunt, pun intended. So I just think it's a shame that this isn't getting the love that it deserves. You know, I guess, you know, it's nothing's going to try to replicate the, you know, the Barbieheimer. You can't capture lightning in a bottle twice. It's very rare. To anybody watching this, listening to this, like, really go see it. It's a lot of fun. You know, if you're on the more, like, you're looking if it's kid friendly and things. Yes, there's like guns and things, and you do see like a dead body very briefly, but it's not big. I don't think there's hardly any language in it. You know, there's no sex scenes in it. Like, again, those things when they are in movies, if they have a purpose, are fine, but just with this movie, you don't have to worry. So it's a really all good, fun movie. You know, I mean, it's funny, they even kind of touch on that, you know, why do movies have to always be so gritty and grim and have a message, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's also nice to have something fun, especially when summer blockbuster season is around the corner. So that's my thoughts on The Fall Guy, not to be confused with Free Guy, because that was the other thing. It's like, wait, didn't we already have this title? But no, that was with the other one. So if you did like this video, please hit that like button, please consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.
This film has everything.
Everything?
You're like sexy bacon.
What is this?
You know? What are you doing?